Okay, we are now live. Ms. Garcia, I'm sorry, Ms. Perez, to me, it's Garcia.
Judge, that's just fine.
Sorry about that. Okay, what number?
Judge, I have two cases on your docket. I have number 17, that's State versus Jonathan Lara.
Okay, that's CR 21-06-551-I. Jonathan Lara, Deputy, if you could please bring up Mr. Lara.
He's present, Your Honor.
All right, what is the announcement, Counselor?
Judge, on this case, there's two announcements. One is he does have a pending felony that's set for March the 23rd. So we're asking for a reset. We're working on that felony. Additionally, Judge, we had filed a bond reduction and we were able to reduce his felony bonds down to $7,500 and $20,000 respectively on counts 1 and 2. We're asking for a PR bond on the misdemeanor cases, Judge, so that he can pay those felony amounts and be able to bond out.
Okay, which other, does he only have this one felony pending with me or another one?
I have CR-212521J is his felony, and then I just have the one misdemeanor listed here, Judge.
Okay, that's what I have. All right, any response from the state?
Your Honor, the state can agree to a $1,000 cash surety bond.
Okay. In light of what you have announced on the record, Ms. Garcia Perez, I'm going to grant your request and I'm going to give him a $4,000 PR bond.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll go ahead and have him come back on. Do you anticipate that he'll make bond after or prior to his felony hearing, after, or any time period?
I'm hopeful that he will, Judge, but I'm not quite sure. On the felony, we're not ready to go forward with a plea yet. So if that plays into your decision on a date, Judge.
Oh, okay. Yes, and we'll go ahead and do a status hearing. I'll give you some time on that for April 19th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have one more case.
Okay,
Miss. State,
all right.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to let Mr. Lara go.
The misdemeanor.
Yes.
Okay,
On the
which
misdemeanor.
case?
Dwayne Ian Ruiz, Your Honor. And it looks like I don't have this docket number. I apologize.
Your Honor.
Okay, CR 21-14000-I, CR 21-14001-I, CR 22-00968-I. Dwayne Ian Ruiz. Ms. Perez, it looks like we have not appointed you on CR 22-00968-I. Any objection to being appointed on that case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll go ahead and appoint you on that. Okay, and what is your announcement, Counselor?
On this one, he also has a pending felony. That one's set for March 16th, Your Honor. We're still negotiating the plea on the felony, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I can have him come back on the same date since you'll be here on April the 19th at 1:30.
Yes, Judge.
If you need anything sooner, let us know.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will. That's all I have before this honorable court. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Likewise, thank you. All right, Mr. Alvarez, what do you have?
Your Honor, I have also a request for a bond on Christian Salazar, the DWI.
Okay, what number is that?
28, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, that's CR 1806585-I, Christian Antonio Salazar. Mr. Alvarez, were you appointed or retained?
I was retained, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is your announcement?
Your Honor, we're just asking for a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
Okay, what says the state?
Your Honor, state can agree to a $5,000 cash surety bond with the mobile alcohol monitoring device. This defendant is here on a revo. He does have a felony pending, an intoxication assault and intoxication manslaughter with vehicle.
Okay. All right. The court is going to grant defense counsel's request. Bond will be set at a $5,000 cash surety bond with the requirement of a mobile alcohol monitoring device that is to be obtained by the defendant within 48 business hours of his release.
Very good, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
I just need a phone number from Mr. Salazar.
Yes, it'll be 956-666-3087.
3870?
3087, 3087.
Oh, 3087. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, then we'll have us, when is his felony setting? I think, Mr. Lozano, do you know when he's going in on his felony?
Yes, Your Honor, April 20th.
Okay, then we'll have a status on April the 26th at 1:30.
Very good, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stay safe.
Likewise. All right, Mr. Garza,
Good morning, Judge. Are you taking pleas right now?
let me finish with the quick announcements and then I'm gonna take the pleas.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Osuna?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jose Osuna for the record. We have a gentleman in jail, Cuauhtemoc Rodriguez. His case numbers are 20 through, his numbers on the docket are 20 through 24. And those are CR 20-08569I, CR 21-14010I, CR 21-14009I, and CR 21-14008I. I don't know if he's available. Okay, he's there. Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Rodriguez has a felony set in the 139th for tomorrow. We are hoping to plea him out. The challenge, though, is that he's at Brooks, and it's been very difficult to communicate with him effectively. I did file a motion for him to come back to Hidalgo County. Judge Flores is actually going to hear it tomorrow. I don't know if Your Honor would be willing to, I can file a motion in this court, and I don't know if Your Honor would be willing to sign that order, and I'd rush over to the jail right now and try to get his felony resolved tomorrow, and then these misdemeanors resolved the following week. It's terribly inefficient if they send him back today just to come back early tomorrow morning, and I would have had access to him.
Okay, so he also has CR 21-01088-I, and it's Cuauhtemoc. That's CUAUHTEMOC Medrano Rodriguez. Okay,
Yeah.
I have no issue in signing an order to assist in helping and having him stay here so that he can resolve these matters. If you can get that over.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Mr. Damien permission to stamp it because it'll get to him faster than it will to me.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then, how soon hold on, how soon thereafter would we have a status hearing then?
It occurred to me, Your Honor, that I've been focused on his felony and I haven't asked for a recommendation from Mr. Lozano. But I think that I can get these cases resolved by Tuesday. I suspect Mr. Lozano could probably send me a rec by the end of this week and I'd get him signed up either over the weekend or on Monday.
Okay, the next time that I have to be able to take pleas after this week is the 22nd.
Yes, Your Honor, that'll work.
Okay, March 22nd at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, were you addressing me or Mr. Osuna?
It was me, Your Honor. The defendant is he's a Spanish speaker.
Oh, okay. Senor Rodriguez, I'm sorry, Letty, I forgot that you're joining us this afternoon. Ms. Castaneda, can you please let Mr. Rodriguez know that I will be signing an order to try and keep him here instead of getting him returned, and that he'll come back to us on March the 22nd at 1:30.
Señor Rodríguez, la juez está tratando de firmar una orden para dejarlo aquí y su próxima corte va a ser el 22 de marzo a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then we'll go ahead and see you then, and then just keep us posted. You
Yes,
can speak with Mr. Damien if you need to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. He's excused. All right, Mr. Hernandez, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have number 4 and 5 on your criminal docket. It's a jail case.
Okay, good afternoon. CR 21-05-367-I, CR 21-05-366-I, David Castillo. Deputy, please, David Castillo.
He's coming, Your Honor.
Thank you. And what is your announcement, Counselor?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I'm asking for more time. I was talking to the state today. He has some felonies pending out of the same transactions, and we're trying to resolve those cases. I just need a little bit more time. He's currently set for March 16th, which is next week, on the felonies. But to be quite honest with you, Honor, I don't know if I'll be able to work it out and get the plea paperwork and everything by that day. So I'll
Okay.
defer to the court, but I would ask for at least 30 days respectfully.
Okay, April 19th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Okay, Mr. Espinosa, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 12 through 16 on your docket. That's Yvette
Okay.
Hernandez, and I'm signing in for Mr. Reyes.
Okay, for some reason, we do not have the female unit on. I'm not sure, Mr. Damian, were they contacted to be on this afternoon?
Because as far as I know, the email goes out to the female and male sectors.
Okay, I'm not sure if they're stuck in another court, but what, that's on CR 21-07510-I, CR 21-07169-I, CR 21-06187-I, CR 21-07170-I, and CR 21-07171-I. Does the system still show that Ms. Hernandez is in custody?
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Okay, then what is the announcement, Counselor? Go ahead and take it. Their jail pod may be used for another court right now.
The announcement that the felony got reset for April the 20th, Your Honor. So we can get
Okay.
a date around that time.
And I can do that. That's fine. We can come back on April the 26th
Okay.
at 1:30.
Okay, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, just for clarification, state has an announcement.
Go
I did staff these cases with my supervisor, and she did indicate that the complaints are fine. We can move forward with the way that we can go with her AKAs, her as known as long as at the time that she please acknowledging both her AKA and her legal name.
Okay, they just logged in right now. Deputy, can I get Yvette Hernandez, please? Okay, Ms. Hernandez, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Hernandez, your felony had been moved to April the 20th, so you'll come here right after on April the 26th at 1:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. So at that time, Mr. Espinosa, if it's worked out and she's ready for a plea, we'll take her up. If not, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Alexis Garcia.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez is free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all we have.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Okay, so I have CR 20-01755-I, CR 19-08321-I, and CR 22-01457-I, Alexis Fernando Garcia. And are you standing in for Mr. Tijerina?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what is the announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, Mr. Tijerina just got notice regarding this client. He's asking for a little bit more time to get it resolved.
Okay, anything from the state?
Your Honor, there is a felony MTR that's set on March 9th, 2022. Paperwork has been sent out, or a recommendation has been sent out to Juan Tijerina.
Okay, so who is the felony, which court?
It is in the G court. Noe Gonzalez, Your Honor.
370th? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So then he'll come back here on, I'm sure he's probably gonna need some time. Let me see. April the 19th at 1:30, and if he needs it sooner than that, tell him to let us know.
Yes, Your Honor. I have nothing further, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Mr. Garcia is also excused.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Contreras, what do you have?
Your Honor, good afternoon. I got Dominic Zuniga, Your Honor. It's an assault causing bodily injury. I don't have the docket number, but I did file a motion to substitute, Your Honor.
Okay.
Dominic Zuniga.
What number is that on the court's docket? Can somebody tell me?
31, Your Honor.
CR 21-05-312-I, Dominic, D-O-M-I-N-I-C-K, Zuniga. Mr. Zuniga, is that you in front of me? Is that you, Dominic?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Contreras, you filed a motion to substitute?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
Okay. And what is your announcement, Counselor?
I'm asking the court to allow me to substitute. There is 2 pending aggravated robberies, Your Honor, that I filed a writ. We have a hearing coming up, I believe on Thursday, March the 10th, on those writs, but they have not been indicted yet, Your Honor. So I'm asking
Okay.
more time on this case so I can take care of the felonies, Your Honor, that are pending.
Okay, your motion to substitute is granted. He'll come back. He can come back to us on, do you need about 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, April the 19th at 1:30.
Thank you so much, Judge. That's all I have. May I be
Okay.
excused?
Yes, you may, and Mr. Zuniga is also excused.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bustos, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge. I got state Texas Ricardo Rocha, number 334, Judge.
Okay, and those are ready for a plea?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna take up the plea shortly. Let me just finish with Mr. Esquivel.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Esquivel, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have number 19 on your docket, State of Texas versus David Rocha. He's in custody.
Okay. That's CR 21-1106-I, David Sanchez Rocha. And what is the announcement, Counselor?
Judge, we have some pretrial motions to urge. In addition, I'd like to ask the court for a motion to suppress hearing sometime in the near future. And then request some guidance on the court as to when this court might be able to try this case.
Okay, so the motion to suppress, has it already been filed with an order setting hearing?
Yes, Judge, it's been on file since I believe October of last year.
Okay, Mr. Damian, do you show that we've given a setting on that?
Let me check, Judge.
I'm sorry, Judge, I think it's March of 2021, March 2021.
I do not, Judge.
Okay, so you're wanting that motion to suppress to be set?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then pull that, request that order setting hearing, Mr. Damian. And that motion to suppress is going to be in person. And we'll have him, it'll be April the 7th at 1:30. Do you want to urge your pretrial motions at that time?
Judge, there are 3 very basic motions, if Your Honor would allow me to urge those right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Motion to list state witnesses. Motion to produce exculpatory and mitigating evidence. And request for notice of intent to offer extraneous conduct under Rule 404B and evidence of conviction under Rule 609F and evidence of an extraneous crime or bad act under Article 37.07.
Okay, does the state have any objection?
No objections at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, your pretrial motions will be granted. Please have an order submitted to that effect and I'll sign off on those, Mr. Esquivel.
Yes, Judge, we did file them along with the motions. They should be in your queue. I'll
Okay.
follow up and make sure that they are.
Okay, then I'll have Mr. Damian request them.
Yes, ma'am. All orders are showing filed as well.
Okay, so April 7th at 1:30, that'll be in person. When you do come in by that date, We can, pending what the suppression decision will be, we can also give you some dates to look at for jury trial.
Okay, Judge. Mr. Rocha, you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering if you had requested for the district attorney, the ADA, to give the videos for, is that it?
I have the videos in my possession. One of them is your interview and one of them is the victim's interview.
Awesome.
We need to discuss that, and I have the
Okay.
transcript in my possession, and we need to discuss that too.
Okay, thank you very much. That'll be it. Your Honor, thank you very much. Y'all have a beautiful afternoon.
You too, sir. Thank you. You are excused. Anything else, Mr. Esquivel?
That's all we have, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Madam Excuse-
Okay, yes, sir. You may be excused. Can someone from my office please contact Mr. Espinosa? Mr. Reyes has one more case and he didn't make an announcement on it. All right, I believe Mr. Munoz, Attorney Jonathan Munoz, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what is your announcement, sir?
Oh, Your Honor, I took my hand down. It's a plea.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then you're ready for a plea. All right, so Mr. Garza, your client is who?
Client is Jose Ignacio Hernandez, 20-05440I.
Okay, Deputy, can you please bring up Jose Ignacio Hernandez? Is Mr. Hernandez English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English.
Okay, and
Judge,
Mr.
We have a situation in this, and I've spoken with the ADA about it.
Okay,
Their recommendation was 1 year probation. We wanted to plead to the court. This man has been in jail for 144 days, and we're asking for time served. We've signed both plea papers. That is for the time served or the probation, depending on the judge's decision.
okay, Mr. Lozano, you have an announcement on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there is a felony at Jailings. Bond is set at 50,000. We did receive both sets of paperwork back. This is an open plea to the court. There is restitution in this case.
Okay, do you know what the amount of the restitution is?
No, Your Honor, we don't know the amount, and the state would be requesting a restitution hearing.
Now, this gentleman also, I think he's already done TDC, hasn't he? On that felony? Mr. Lozano?
There's
Well,
another.
I think this is another felony it's just at Jailings.
Yeah, he picked up a felony on December 28th, 2021.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
It's a violation of a protective order as well.
And he has a bond set at 50,000 for that.
All right.
So,
Well, but this is this case. It's 144 days in jail.
yeah, this is this case. However, how do you, well, okay, so that's fine. What we'll do on this one, though, Mr. Hernandez, do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you work?
No, ma'am. I've been incarcerated 2 years.
Okay.
That's right. 2 years.
I think the only thing is of course, he's gonna be responsible for coming in for the restitution hearing at that time, if he's able to even get out on the other.
That's correct, Judge. That's correct.
So I don't see I understand normally you would want to put somebody on probation just so that you can hold them accountable for what it is that they're doing, but he's not, unless they're gonna post bond on him on the other, he's not gonna go anywhere.
Right.
So I don't have an issue giving him time served on a situation like this.
Thank you.
In this fact scenario. So we'll get him, we'll go ahead and go with that and then we'll proceed. So Mr. Bustos, who's your client?
Judge, you got the same text as Ricardo Rocha?
Okay, so Mr. Rocha, are you present? Ricardo Rocha, are you
Yes.
present?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rocha, are you English speaking or Spanish speaking?
Whichever is fine.
Okay, we're gonna do English, so I need for you to pay attention. Mr. Bustos, are you also ready on Alex Fuentes?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Alex Fuentes, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, make sure you stay unmuted. Mr. Rocha, stay unmuted. Okay, and Mr. Munoz, who do you have, sir?
Your Honor, I have Mr. Mario Beltran Torres, number 29 and number 30 on your docket.
Okay,
And he's a Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
okay, Mario Beltran Torres. Okay, so if you can please have Jose Ignacio Hernandez, Mario Beltran Torres at the camera.
Mr. Torres is present.
Okay, and then I just need Mr. Hernandez.
Jose Hernandez, Your Honor.
Yes, Jose Hernandez, please. All right, there we go. Okay. So, gentlemen, I need for you to raise your right hand. Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fuentes, yes or no? I need you to speak up. Mr. Fuentes, yes or no? Okay, Mr. Rocha, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, ¿jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you all may lower your hands.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
NCR 20-5440-I, State of Texas versus Jose Ignacio Hernandez. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're being charged with violation of a bond or protective order. That's a Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive, sir, for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am.
NCR 21-13754-I and CR 20-08314-I, the State of Texas versus Mario Beltran Torres. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
En el estado de Texas contra Mario Beltrán Torres, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Sí.
Yes.
You're being charged with a driving while intoxicated. That's a Class B misdemeanor, and a second offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Each of those offenses carry a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for the offenses of which you are charged?
Señor Beltrán, está usted frente a la corte por un cargo de manejar en estado de intoxicación y otro segundo cargo de manejar en estado de intoxicación, que son cargos menores con un ofensa menores clase B. Una ofensa clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir?
Sí.
Yes.
NCR 20-04680-I, State of Texas versus Alex Fuentes. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're being charged with accident involving damage to a vehicle of less than or equal to $200, a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am.
NCR 21-00685-I, State of Texas versus Ricardo Rocha. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You're being charged with deadly conduct, a Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive, sir, for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes.
Okay. Each of you have a right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it? Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes, yes or no?
Yes.
Bless you. And Mr. Torres, Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, usted tiene el derecho de un abogado y el derecho para un juicio por jurado, pero puede renunciar a uno o a dos de sus derechos firmando un documento con esta corte. ¿Tuvo usted una oportunidad de revisar esos documentos con su abogado antes de firmar? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Did each of you understand that when you signed that document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fuentes, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Torres, Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, ¿entiende usted que cuando firmó ese documento que estaba renunciando a su derecho de un juicio por jurado? ¿Sí o no? Yes.
The court will accept your waivers of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Fuentes?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha?
No.
Mr. Torres, Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, ¿alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente? ¿Sí o no?
No.
No.
Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Garza?
He's competent.
Mr. Munoz?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bustos? You're on mute.
That both my clients are mentally competent to proceed, Judge.
Then the court will make a finding that all the defendants before the court are mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Torres? Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, ¿entiende que si el castigo que voy a evaluar, si el castigo no excede la recomendación del Estado, usted va a necesitar el permiso de esta corte si usted decide presentar una apelación? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
At this time, I need to ask you if you are a U.S. citizen. Mr. Hernandez, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Torres?
Señor Torres, ¿es usted ciudadano americano?
No.
No.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, then entering a plea or no contest will result in your deportation, exclusion, or admission from our country and denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Sir, do you understand the consequences of your plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
No, that's for Mr. Torres. You're a U.S. citizen.
Señor Torres, si usted no es ciudadano americano, entonces esta petición va a resultar en su deportación, expulsión de este país y negación de la naturalización. ¿Entiende usted las consecuencias de su petición?
Sí, sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
And you want to move forward today?
¿Y quiere proceder?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. NCR 20-5440-I, State of Texas versus Jose Ignacio Hernandez to the offense of violation of bond or protective order, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
NCR 21-13754-I, NCR 20-08314-I, the State of Texas versus Mario Beltran Torres to the offenses of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and a second offense of driving while intoxicated, Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, en el estado de Texas contra Mario Beltrán Torres por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B y una segunda ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B. ¿Cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
NCR 20-4680-I, State of Texas versus Alex Fuentes to the offense of accident involving damage to a vehicle of less or equal to $200, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, ma'am.
NCR 21-00685-I, State of Texas versus Ricardo Rocha to the offense of deadly conduct, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are all of you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Yes or no, Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha?
Yes.
And Mr. Torres? Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, se está usted declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
The court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures as State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence has been e-filed sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
Okay, Mr. Garza, any objections?
No objection, so stipulated.
And Mr. Munoz? You're on mute.
No objection, Your Honor, and so stipulated.
Mr. Bustos? You're on mute.
Same announcement, Judge.
Okay. Then being no objections from defense counsels to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. NCR 20-5-440-I, State of Texas versus Jose Ignacio Hernandez. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And I understand this is an open plea to the court. Therefore, Mr. Garza, what is that you're asking from the court today?
He served 144 days, sentenced for 144 days, time served, Your Honor.
Okay. And I will allow the state to make their announcement with respect to the request from defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's requesting probation at this time because there is restitution that's pending.
Okay. So as I stated before, in light of the fact that there is a felony in jailings, he has a $50,000 cash surety bond that has been assessed against him. He's been in jail for 144 days on this offense. The court is going to grant the defendant's request and give him credit for time served in the amount of 144 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
However, we will have a restitution hearing. When can we get that, Mr. Damian?
April 5th, Judge, at 9:30.
Okay, I don't know. We'll go ahead and do April 5th at 1:30, just in case Mr. Hernandez is still incarcerated.
Yes, Your Honor. That's all I
Okay,
have.
so
May I be excused?
yes, you may be excused.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Hernandez, you're excused. This matter has concluded. Your other criminal matters have not, though. However, you will report back on April 5th at 1:30 to see if there is any restitution pending. All right. NCR 21-13754-I, CR 20-08314-I, State of Texas versus Mario Beltran Torres to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and a second offense of driving while intoxicated, Class B misdemeanor. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged on each of those offenses. Ms. Castañeda?
En el estado de Texas contra Mario Beltrán Torres por una ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B y otra segunda ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad, un delito menor clase B. Es la sentencia de la corte que es culpable de los cargos.
And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends on CR 21-13754-I, driving while intoxicated, a $100 fine, court costs 114 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 114. This defendant does have an ICE hold on CR 20-08314-I, driving while intoxicated. The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 3 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 1.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Mr. Munoz?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, well, in light of the fact that he has served time, the court is going to waive his fine and his court costs, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Okay, anything else?
Not from defense, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda, let Mr. Torres know that he's been given credit for his time that he served and he is excused.
Señor Torres, la corte le está dando crédito por el tiempo que ya ha estado allí y ya se puede retirar.
Oye, disculpe, pues me van a deportar ahorita o qué tiempo más puedo estar, disculpe.
He has an ICE hold. Let him know that he has an ICE hold. So his next step will be with immigration.
Okay. Usted tiene una orden de detención, so la próxima es con su próxima corte es con el Departamento de Inmigración.
Okay. So Mr. Fuentes on CR 20-04-680-I, State of Texas versus Alex Fuentes. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $200 fine, court costs, 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, a defensive driving class, and 10 community service hours.
Mr. Bustos, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Oh, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Fuentes will have 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs. Mr. Fuentes, are you working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna waive your 10 CSR hours. The rest of the recommendation I will follow. Okay, Mr. Fuentes, what's your phone number?
956-338-3490. Ma'am, I don't know if you're aware, but I don't live in Texas. I live in Iowa.
Okay, Mr. Bustos, I don't know, were you aware that your client did not
Well,
live
Judge,
here?
I did just, I believe last time I spoken, I believe I was under the impression, Judge, that through mail, it would not, because of the charge, Judge, it was a damage to vehicle that through the mail, Judge, that wouldn't be an issue. And that's why he was able to be on Zoom, Judge.
Okay, so are you requesting that condition 7 be waived?
Yes, Judge, please.
Okay, condition 7 will be waived. He will be allowed to report by mail. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow. You will still receive a call from probation department. Please make sure that you answer it, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Likewise.
All right, Mr. Rocha on CR 21-00685-I, State of Texas versus Ricardo Rocha. The offense of deadly conduct, Class A misdemeanor. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $200 fine, court costs, 1 year deferred adjudication, an anger management class, a gun safety class, forfeiture of the weapon, stay away from the victim, and 40 community service hours.
Mr. Bustos, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, no, not on behalf of my client, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Rocha, are you working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Bustos, are you requesting that his CSR hours be waived in lieu of him working full-time? I'm sorry, Mr. Bustos, you're on mute.
You would think that I would learn how to work this, Judge. Yes, Judge. If the court would allow him for his hours to be waived, Judge.
You'll have 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs. Your 40 CSR hours will be waived because you're working full-time. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow. What is your phone number?
956-205-5102.
Okay, sir, you'll be receiving a call from probation. Mr. Lozano, I believe you have an additional announcement on this case.
Yes, Your Honor, CR 18-02-191, CR 18-02-191I, reckless driving will be dismissed with the aforementioned plea.
Okay, that'll be great.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rocha, good luck to you, sir.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Saldana, have you had any contact with Ms. Montes?
I have not, Judge, and I do not have her cell number. I'm not sure if maybe Bianca does or anybody at the courthouse or your courtroom does. I can call her that way.
I do not have a contact number. Deputy, you have Eduardo Bernal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, his attorney has not checked in. And I know we're down to the end of the docket. Do you have Rodney Cruz?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And that his attorney also has not checked in. We're gonna take a brief 5-minute break, Deputy, just so we can try to get a hold of those two attorneys to see if they're going to be getting on. If not, so that way we don't waste your time.
I have a total of 4 defendants here in the courtroom.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me see. Oh, you have Efrain Montoya as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we've got to see if Mr. Espinosa will be coming back and making that announcement.
And Jose
And then
Gallegos.
you have, I'm sorry, who?
Jose Gallegos.
Oh, yes. Mr. Gallegos, I have, let me see, CR 22-01609-I. You can bring up Jose Ignacio Gallegos. He does not have an attorney that has been appointed to him.
He's present.
Okay, let me see, hold on. Okay, the next one on the wheel, well, let me just ask him, Mr. Gallegos, are you English speaking or Spanish?
English speaking.
Okay, sir, you still don't have an attorney, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint you an attorney. Well, Mr. Gallegos, do you work?
Yes. Yes,
What
ma'am.
do you do?
I do renovation up north.
Oh, okay, but you haven't worked in how long?
I've been working for 10 months already.
But how long have you not worked? You've been incarcerated at least 2 weeks.
Oh, no, it's been 3 weeks. This is my 4th week.
Okay, where the court is going to appoint Anthony Ortega to you. And Mr. Ortega will be given your contact information so he can go visit you.
Okay.
All right, sir, you're excused. Okay, so we're gonna try to get a hold of Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Espinosa, and Ms. Montes.
Judge, if I may, I did get a hold of Ms. Montes just right now. She's in a juvenile hearing. She's gonna be called next. So I let her know that we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, and so she'll log on as soon as she finishes up with that hearing.
Okay, well, we'll see if she comes back in those 5 minutes. Okay, let me go ahead, Mr. Damian or someone, can you please try to get a hold of Mr. Sanchez and Mr. Espinosa while we're waiting?
Judges,
Right.
which Mr. Espinosa is that?
And the one that was just on, Eduardo.
Eduardo
He
is
stood
here.
in for Daniel Reyes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
But he didn't make an announcement on that one case. He only made an announcement on his other ones. Okay, we'll take a quick 5-minute break. We are off the record. Okay, Ms. Flores, are you there?
Yes, Judge, ready.
Okay, nobody has come on. So I'm not gonna have the jail waiting.
Judge,
Was
if I
somebody gonna
may?
say something?
Yes, Judge, if I may?
Go ahead.
I found a phone number for Mr. Emmanuel Espinosa, and his office said that they were gonna try to reach him.
Okay, so, Ms. Saldana, I'll give you an opportunity to speak with Ms. Montes. I have here that they were requesting a jury trial.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and have her just go ahead and come back on, March 22nd at 1:30. Oh, that's her. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Montes, we have, Eduardo Javier Bernal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, CR 20-07-454-I, CR 21-01039-I, and CR 21-14138-I. Go
Your
ahead,
Honor,
what is your announcement?
Your Honor, my client does have a felony pending, and we would need more time before we're able to resolve these matters, Your Honor.
Okay, when's his next setting at his felony?
Your Honor, it's pre-indictment. He has no setting. I'm in the process of filing a writ of habeas corpus.
Okay, so how much time would you be requesting on these three matters?
Your Honor, at least 60 days, but if we're able to resolve it before then, I will definitely contact the court for an earlier setting.
Okay, May 10th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Only if your attorney lets you.
May I say something, Ms. Montes?
No, Eduardo, because anything you say can be used against you.
It's fine. They can use it against me.
Your Honor, if I may, also, the state does have a request as well.
Go ahead.
Just that, there be that he stay away from the victim and not contact her, because apparently he has been contacting her from jail. And so there should be at least, I think, 2 more charges coming through intake for those phone calls that he's making from jail.
Okay, what is the person's name?
The victim's name
Yes.
is Annabelle Iturubiata.
Okay. The court is ordering that you have no contact with Annabelle Turubiates, Mr. Bernal.
Yes, Your Honor, that's already been taken care of, and I haven't contacted her since the last time we spoke. Now, the only thing I was gonna say was, I have an injury on my finger because of a security bridge. An officer here on duty opened 2 rig yard doors from my housing and the other inmate's housing, and I was assaulted, right? And Ms. Montes, we're gonna try to get an AAP bond and wait for the felony, because I do have a job and I do have responsibilities out there. I am renting a home. I have a vehicle that I have financed on to me, and I have bills to pay, you know. I haven't contacted Ms. Turubiates since I was notified not to contact her anymore. And as a matter of fact, the calls are blocked to her number from jail, from court orders. So there's no way I could contact her, right? And I'm willing and I'm promising to follow any orders and conditions you put for me. I just can't be incarcerated too long, because I will lose my job and it's difficult for me to obtain a job.
Okay, well, that's gonna be on your attorney as to how she wants to proceed with that. So if she files any motions in here, we do set them quickly, okay?
Thank you. Look at my finger, ma'am, just so you could take note of it. It's already going black. It's been purple all the way around. And it's been cut over a hot pot for an assault that wasn't even supposed to happen. No, and I've contacted my eldest daughter. She don't live with Annabelle, but she has spoke to my middle daughter, right? Okay. I have a 19-year-old daughter that's in San Antonio. I spoke to her, and she spoke to the daughter that I have in the middle. And
Okay,
now my,
Mr. Benman, those are all facts of the case that you shouldn't be speaking about right now. So
thank you,
I'm gonna,
thank you.
whatever your attorney feels is the necessary thing to do, then she will do them. If she files any motions, we'll make sure to get those set for you. Okay, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor, for your
Okay, thank
time.
you. All right, Ms. Montes, anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor. Nothing
Okay,
further.
thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa, thank you for coming back. Did Mr. Reyes leave you any instructions regarding Efren Sustaita Montoya?
Your Honor, I don't have any instructions regarding your friend, but I know that his felony is set for April the 6th.
Okay, let me go ahead, Deputy, if you can bring up Efren Sustaita Montoya. That's CR 1705119-I. Okay, so his felony is set on April the 6th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go ahead and have him come back on April the 19th at 1:30. Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Espinosa.
You're welcome.
Okay. And Mr. Cruz, Mr. Sanchez has not come on for Mr. Cruz. So what is the situation with respect to Mr. Cruz? I understand he's on an arraignment in here, but is he being held on anything else?
1 second, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, I was able to contact Mr. Sanchez's office. They advised to be giving him a call to log on.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, he only has this misdemeanor, from what I'm seeing.
Because his bond is set at 20,000.
Yes, I'm seeing that as well.
So Mr. Cruz, I do need for your attorney to get in touch with us to do your arraignment and also as to whether or not he's going to be asking for a bond reduction. I don't know what his plans are. Do you understand English, sir? I apologize, I didn't ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the best that I can do is give you a reset to March the 22nd, but I'm hoping we can get in touch with him sooner so that we can take care of that sooner than that, if this is the only thing that's keeping you in there.
Yeah, that's the only thing, but I haven't seen him or nothing.
Was Mr. Sanchez retained by your family or appointed?
Court appointed.
Mr. Damian, can you please see if Mr. Sanchez was appointed to this case?
Yes, ma'am. He was on February 28th of this year.
Your Honor,
Go ahead.
this defendant is PTD eligible. The state could agree to a $2,000 PR bond. He has been in jail for 9 days. The offense is resisting arrest.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Cruz, do you have a working phone number?
Well, I think it just got disconnected the day before yesterday.
Do you have a phone number of a relative that lives with you or?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
956-404-5088.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is because of your situation, I don't feel that it is just for you to stay in there based on this. So I'm gonna reduce your bond to a $2,000 PR bond and you should be released sometime later today.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
As soon as you get out, sir, you need to follow up with Mr. Sanchez. If you cannot get a hold of Mr. Sanchez, then you need to let us know.
Yes, ma'am. How would do I call PR bond? Free trial or something? How do I get
Well,
it?
as soon as you get out, Mr. Sanchez, you can look him up, Google him and contact him. And that way you can go ahead and get it taken care of because you are eligible for a program.
Okay, ma'am.
And that program can help you dismiss of this case. And I don't want you to miss that out.
Yes, ma'am. Can I get his full name?
Sergio Sanchez.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Sergio Sanchez.
Yes. Okay, sir. So we'll try to get that process for you to as quickly today so you can be out today.
All right, ma'am. Do you know when I return to court?
You are gonna have a status hearing. I'm gonna go ahead, since you're gonna be released, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time and I'll have you come back on April the 19th at 9:30.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Damian, can you please expedite his paperwork for that?
Absolutely, Judge.
Okay. All right, Deputy, I think that's all we have.
Thank you. That's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys, let me see. Okay, that concludes our afternoon